Shut down.
Shut down. We just never know what's gonna happen. Quiet on the set, getting ready to go live.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia, and no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Shut up, Scrota.
Shut up.
Bringing you
Scrota,
our own
talking.
brand of news
Keep
right
talking,
here
Scrota.
inside Trinity Avatar. That's right, Scrota. Don't you ever shut up. You keep telling people all about your music service and going around playing music for everybody like you do. You still ain't getting no contract.
If you get the music service in person, you have to put the money down his pants. That's the caveat there.
There you go. Welcome to
So,
today's show. Today's Tuesday, April 10th, 2018 here in Trinity Avatar. And of course, yesterday was our shortest show ever thanks to some server maintenance that happened.
Yeah. Unplanned server maintenance.
Well, it was for a good cause, and we have an update from the Dippy Bird himself telling us about that. We'll get to that eventually here.
I haven't read that at all because yesterday I was distracted with other things.
Yes, tell me about it. You're still distracted with other things. Matter of fact,
I
you're always distracted with other things. I don't know what.
What are you talking about?
If I can go back probably through the last 3 years worth of videos, and I can probably pull out 2 or 3 hours of you fidgeting doing other things during the show. Let's not go there.
Hey, I'm playing with the Lily right now, so yeah.
Yeah, well, see, they can't see what you're playing with down there because
it's
you're really just shooting from like the shoulders up these days. There is no waist up for you. Yeah, there you go.
I could go.
There you
further
go.
back,
Yeah.
But then it's like I feel like I should move the microphone over.
No, you sound good over
Yeah.
there, but you probably can't see the screen all too well from there either.
No, I can read it.
All right.
Yeah, it's like but then it's like the reaching out to get to my mouse.
Yeah, well, that's why mine's right here on the chair. I ain't got to worry about that. If I push my chair all the way back, I still got a mouse
anytime
here.
I'm
I'm
at a
good.
desk,
Yeah.
The keyboard tray comes off.
Ah, well.
And everything goes on top. I don't
Again,
like keyboard trays
keyboard's
because-
in my lap on a pneumatic
Yeah,
lift,
well-
so I don't worry about that stuff. Anyway,
I am
moving
tall
right on.
enough to where keyboard trays and my knees don't get along. Because then it's like every time you just hear my knee like.
I
smacking
just
it.
never understood the keyboard tray. It just never, never worked.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving right along. How's everybody doing out there? Thanks for joining us today. Woke up and found out the roof's leaking again. Right on to.
Congratulations. So technical difficulties today brought to you by Mother Nature.
Hey, you haven't seen any technical difficulties. I just had to clean up the mess.
And rebuild your OBS scene.
Well, that was due to a little Dropbox mishap that I actually did on my own. So I really can't say that.
Technical difficulties brought to you by none other than Lazarus Long.
That's right.
Which is normal.
Tune in here every day.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna find.
So let's go ahead and talk about some server outages real quick in Chris's daily blog before we go back to.
Well, it wasn't
Monday.
an outage. It was
scheduled
scheduled
server downtime.
unscheduled downtime.
Unscheduled scheduled downtime.
That's right. And
Yeah.
Dippy Bird, let's pull that up here.
Yeah.
Yes, been a whole month without the Birds
Yes. And
daily
he's saying
blog.
that Lord Andernut.
Thank you, Andernut.
I also asked, where's my daily blog?
You're awesome, man.
And yeah, so thank you for probably pushing his buttons multiple times to say, hey, where is this thing? I can't. Hey, Lily, you're not supposed to bite that. We can't live without these things. Because if Lily kills this set of headphones, I'm down to like,
Your SOL?
Well, I'm down to my earbuds that don't do very good sound, so. And then I would have to go find. I do have one set of earbuds to my right, and then another one in my car somewhere. But that's for talking and stuff. Yeah. So after
Down
a month
there
off,
with your
he's finally back. He's been super busy. And
super
didn't want to add
busy.
one more thing to his plate.
You would think they were like, busy with a launch event or something like that,
No. So first topic, now that Chris is back, is the quick scheduled server downtime that happened yesterday during lunch with Laz and Jack,
Yes.
causing the shortest Laz and Jack show ever because, you know what, I had things to do.
Server's down.
Yeah, due to a lot of swirling
Hard to bring you a
variables.
show from
Yeah.
inside the game when there ain't no game.
Yeah, they didn't know exactly when it would happen, but today. Or
I guess
yesterday,
Chris
it
had
was
to
now or
drive
never.
down to the co-location.
Oh, one of the engineers was getting on a plane to Barcelona, which means Tassilo.
Yeah.
Tassilo is getting on a plane to Barcelona. The brief downtime was to add a second server switch to our server rack, and then they have failover options for their database and backup machines for our game server,
Failover?
and a backup
Fallover.
firewall. Failover,
Did it say failover?
because it's all going to fall over. And a backup firewall machine, which left us with a single point of failure, the switch that sits behind our firewall, but in front of the game servers. So now they have some redundancy. While they have a high quality switch there, and they very rarely ever fail. If it had failed, they would have been down for an extended amount of time, extended being up to a day or more, as they try to find a switch and replace that fucker. Because reconfiguring switches is always fun.
Oh, yay.
Now that they're live and have a rapidly growing user base, having a downtime like that could be catastrophic. With the current config, we could still have downtime, but it would only be as long as it takes them to drive over to the center and swap a fiber cable from one box to another. So not optimal, but still better. And soon they're probably going to have some better scheduled downtime as they're going to move from an attended access to a 24/7 card swipe access within the same facility. Swipe card. No ETA on that, but they plan on transitioning, and we'll let them know in advance when that is coming. Second topic is home intruders.
Home Intruders. Don't know anything about
And
that.
this is actually related to Blood Bay. So apparently, Chris was the last person to learn there's easy ways to invade someone's house.
I've been hearing that for ages. We
He
got
won't
guys.
go into details, but players can easily get into most houses using the blink spell. This is not by design. After some investigation, this was due to someone making the wrong fix to a bug a few months ago that disabled line of sight testing over on house collision. The bug, if you want the details, I may or may not know them. It may have to do with first-person view and blink. The wall still
may have to do with log in and start running right in front of the house, and you'll run into the house before the house loads. That also works.
Blink.
Well, I'm telling you, that also works.
Yeah. The walls still block you for.
And if they don't know about that, we should tell them.
Yeah. The walls still block you for movement, but many things use line of sight to validate legal moves or spell casting, and that broke. He probably would have noticed that sooner. But there is a second type of collision surfaces in houses to define where collisions can or decorations can be placed. That was still enabled in blocking line of sight, but as most of you know, there are lots of places in house you can't put decos on the walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need some fixes there.
The real bug was hidden by the decoration
Bug.
collision hiding the bug. And he's working
The
on
bug
a real fix
hiding
now and
the
hoping to
bug.
get in for release 53, but it involves touching a lot of data, so it might slip until release 54. It really only impacts people that are in PvP instances, and it was being used and slightly abused out in Bloodgate. So don't get caught doing it, because you know what?
Yeah, that's not good. Gotta give a
that's an
shout
exploit.
out to Eagle out there. Eagle, how you doing, brother? Always good to see you out there watching.
Eagle said hi earlier.
I know, but I'm just giving him a shout out because he deserves a shout out. I'm just catching up with everything, you know.
We love you, Eagle.
We do.
Love you long time.
You know, we got to take care of our regular supporters out there. Make sure that they know we love them, you know. That's how it goes around here. We love everybody, just some of you more than others, that's all.
Absolutely. We love the people that put money in our wallets.
Well,
much more
that
than-
too.
But we also still love the people that-
Speaking of putting money in your wallets, I tell you what, Shroud Marketplace has been buzzing, my friend. All sorts of good stuff selling out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting teleport and recall sales
Excuse
daily,
me.
so I can't complain. I just have to get back to crafting, which I haven't done in a while, and farming, and then talking to a few farmers and say, hey, I really need Mandrake and Nightshade.
You better get on the supply chains, man. I tell you what.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, my farmer, ever since I pulled up my keep lot and sold it, has been doing other weird things.
You know, I might know a farmer or two I might be able to put you in touch with, but you know, you're always bashing on all my supply lines, so I don't know if I should help you out there or not, you know.
Well, it's not my fault that you use inferior wood pulp in teleports and recall scrolls, which forces you to sell teleport and recall scroll insurance. So scroll insurance for Laza scrolls.
That's
My
right.
scrolls use quality pulp that I converted from scrap to pulp with my own two hands. Yes, quality. Yeah, so yeah. Don't forget, you can always buy those at shroudmarketplace.com.
That's right. $4.99.
Yes. So, yes.
Had to throw it in there. Shameless self
You
promotion.
should actually put $4.99 with insurance.
No. The insurance is separate,
the
man. Yeah, you want an
Or you
insurance
need to set-
policy.
You need to set that separate item.
Have
up
I
on the
told
top
you I've actually had a few inquiries on that? People have
about
actually
your
asked
scroll
me
insurance?
is
Yeah, you
about
have,
scroll insurance.
and it makes me laugh every single
I
time.
know, I love this shit, man. It's,
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm having a great time playing this game. That's all I got to say.
yeah. Then Chris also had another update today.
Did he?
This morning, 6:58.
I did not catch that.
Yes, and this is something that will make you happy, because I need to come back to here. So this is all about the jump and the fact that in order to jump in Shroud of the Avatar, the current play is to hold down the mouse or the space bar, and as you release it, it is when your character jumps, so you can get a more powerful jump. Instead of the traditional method of hit the spacebar in on the down press of the spacebar, that it jumps, and if you held it longer, it would somehow try to figure out how to add additional data to that. So that will be changing. So let me get back to Chris's blog, where
What do you mean that'll be
jump in.
changing? I guess we got to read this. This is new.
Yeah. So
You mean he's gonna go changing the mechanics on us at launch here like this? So
Hey,
the jumping I've been practicing to do these measures with for the last 3 years is now all screwed up? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know what you're talking about. That is what most players expect in a video game. Sadly, due to some questionable decisions made early on for the sake of immersions, with we have up until now is jump, jump, and he's referring to spacebar held down on release jump. So for release 53s, players will have a new user interface option.
Love options.
Because if they hold no other record in the computer game world, they suspect they'll hold the record for most options. This option
Go, Chris. That's right. I love options.
The old school method or the traditional method or the old school shroud method of jumping. The new style will activate on spacebar down versus spacebar up. While this only puts an extra 1/10 of a second or less lag into the jump, it is just enough to feel weird for most players. This does put us back to suffering from the animation challenges most of all games suffer with jump. They want jump to be instantaneous, but you also want your animations to look right, and people in real life don't just go from walk or run to jump. They prepare for a step or two and crouch a bit and then launch. So we can do a little work to improve this, but sadly, that is a fact of all life in all games, and all the games have to deal with battle between fluid animations and the player's desire for instantaneous response from controls.
Mario.
Twitch gaming. It's like they played the original Doom or something like that. Another place that we see this is battle with the combat animations if they make them to feel more realistic and powerful, as if they are actually wielding a massive hammer, then it feels too slow and unresponsive. That is actually what we used to have, and it felt bad to us, and was one of the top complaints from users. They still get requests, though, from people who want us to make it slow, powerful, weighty feeling, but they've already been there and know that it'll just make the game less fun for most players.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time these people were swinging 50 pounds of solid steel at the end of a stick and picking it back up and
Never.
Yeah.
So for those who are curious about jump stuff, I thought he would mention the jump system that most people grew up with and why it won't work for us. The Mario style jump system is what is used in most games that have a variable height jump. This is a jump system where you start the jump off on a button, but the system keeps giving you a little more upward velocity until you hit the apex of the jump or you let up on the button. The result is a jump that is instant but also variable height. This result is what appears to be a slightly slower rise with a fast fall. While it is unnatural in nature, it is viewed by players as correct because it is what most platformers do. So while Chris would love to use that system, sadly it would really only work for single player game and also is largely only needed for platforming type stuff, which they currently try to avoid unless you're Easter egg hunting.
I want an Easter egg.
Because there are some Easter eggs on the top of certain maps. I'm not going to say one, but someone's got their initials in a map at the top, which does require lots of jumping up top, so it does require some platforming.
Yes.
In multiplayer, it'd be a problem because
not for nothing, but a lot of the ruins and stuff require a lot of platforming. A lot of the mines now require a lot of platforming. A lot of the elevator stuff requires a lot of platforming. I don't understand how he doesn't see that they have a lot of platforming in this game.
It's not platforming in platforming sense. I mean, it really
just
is
pointing
not
it out. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it's not a Mario type platform. Yes.
Yeah. So as far as the jump goes, in multiplayer it'd be a problem because they would either have to delay showing someone's jump until they let up on the button or send multiple messages to everyone per jump, which generates a lot of like server traffic. And as soon as you get into a scene and people just start to say, okay, everybody jump because we're listening to a little House of Pain and we're jumping around, that would cause a lot of server lag. So they could send a start jump in jump style message rather than start jump little more system. All of them are very timing and lag dependent. And while they used to insert a second force lag on everyone's for smoothing purposes, which would allow this type of jump, that was too sloppy in most situations and made everything look wrong.
Sloppy.
And next jump will be live in roughly 2.5 weeks, or you can try it earlier on the QA server.
The QA.
Yes, and thank you, Neville. Yes.
What did Nav have to say? The value.
He followed my stream because
Yeah. Well,
he wanted to see the best follow animation ever.
he's yes. It's still what I remember it to be. You on the crapper?
Yeah, it's still that one. Cheering while dropping the kids off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as like the weight of most weapons, Gix does make a very valid point that a Zweihander, a German style two-handed longsword is really only about 5 pounds, and swords weren't as heavy as people think. I mean, as soon as you take even a halberd is only like 5 to 6 pounds.
Well, halberds traditionally didn't have the blades that they exaggerate in the video games. A halberd blade was actually kind of small, almost like a blade at the end of a pike.
A little bill at the top.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, a pike, on the other hand, is only going to weigh like 3 pounds.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that unwieldy aspect of it would also slow down the animations and the hit boxes and everything else. But yeah. Go take a 10-pound weight and swing it around 20 times and
swing it over your head a little bit. See how you feel.
Yeah.
Feels good, man.
See if you're faster with something like.
But so yesterday, world's shortest show ever. We never covered all Friday's good stuff. What happened over the weekend?
We
got to
didn't
tell
cover it.
people.
We didn't discuss Scotty's reading of.
I only
edition.
got to watch a little of that because it was during dinner time, and but thankfully it's on film for all those good folks. But the first thing I want to point out is that double experience is quickly coming to an end. People's coming to an end. Now, it never stated exactly what time Wednesday that this is stopping, so we don't really know if it's going to end midnight tonight or midnight tomorrow, or 12:01 a.m. Wednesday or 11:59 p.m. Wednesday. We don't know that. Is anybody? Do you know of anybody who's heard anything about that?
Well, it didn't go live until like 3 p.m. or something like that. So I don't know. They might be nice and like just say at midnight. I don't.
That's what I'm assuming, because they give us the date, but they didn't give a time in there. So anyway, only another day or so left to get in on those goodies. Get that training up, finish those quests, hit the Oracle a couple more times, get some double experience leveled up.
Yes, they did. And did you? We haven't talked about this at all, but can you go look at the add-on store real quick?
Sure, I'm right here.
Then go
add-on store has been changing, morphing. Of course, they opened it up big time, and they're going to do that every month. We understand now that every month during the telethons they're going to wide open. And for those of you who caught it, they actually opened up some expired items for just a short period of time.
The rebirth of the property deeds.
Rebirth of the property deeds. Yes, this was coming.
These are the Place Anywhere land deeds. And have you looked at the prices on those?
Yeah, they went up just a wee bit.
Yeah, to weird numbers.
The 69, the 79, the 99, I understand, for a roll
99, but the regular price is 198. The village Place Anywhere deed is.
I didn't see that. I didn't go looking.
358. Yeah. so those are there. don't know
I
when they
stopped
plan
doing
on-
this stuff
Yeah.
how many years ago? Because first off, everything in
nothing
the
ever
store starts
nothing
off at
ever came
half
off
price.
Yeah.
Nothing ever comes out at full price. It always comes out at half price.
Yeah.
That's
And then they turn
always
around
been
and they
funny.
do the 20% discount. Right? So yeah.
I mean,
But,
and I've never seen anything but a city deed go up to full price. I think city deeds and airships might have gone up, and then they came back down.
the Obsidian Village and Townhouse, the Obsidian Tower House, those did go up.
Did they?
Yes, those did go up due to heavy demand.
Heavy demand. I can't sell one for 1/3 the price. Heavy demand.
I'm aware. I am aware. I still have a few up for sale. But
I know.
But yeah, so property, place anywhere, land only.
Land
so they also,
only.
not water lots. Those have been placed back up on the store. They do not have the POT plots available, but then we also have that raffle coming up where 150 deeds are going to be raffled off, which is the equivalent of what, $50,000.
$52,000+
Yeah.
worth of land deeds are up for raffle at the end of this release. And again, you got to be in it to win it. Go up above just about any bank. Talk to the guys upstairs there, and you too can get in on that. I bought a couple tickets. I bought 2 of each just for giggles and grins, because you just never know around here.
You know what? I didn't. I had 42 entries into the merits competition and didn't win. So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
you know who won, and you know what a beast he is in this game.
Oh yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, but yes, congratulations to Ron for winning that bundle. So we also have other good things. Do you want to go talk about the Avatars update that did come out on Friday for a few minutes?
We can cover that. We've got as
Because
much time as we
they start
want.
off
But
with the release 51 rewards with the Darkstar armor. And we haven't actually looked at that, even though we did have the sketch fab up.
well, we've shown it off in the room here, but we haven't actually sat down and shown this to the folks on.
Yeah, we've looked at it, but we haven't shown it to anybody.
Yes,
yet.
actually, absolutely.
Unless you're in our Discord chat, then you get to see it.
And
But
this is some
armor-
sweet stuff that again,
this
as they
armor
were.
is pretty.
This
pretty.
is the bomb. I mean, they did some work on this Darkstar stuff.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that it's got all the additional like cross or chaos symbols embedded into almost every aspect of it. So
you know
it's like when
what?
you're looking at that
You just
body,
gave me a good idea, and I'm
What?
going to do something. Nothing. You just
all kinds of arrows.
keep
all over
telling
until you
everybody
get to the
about
boots.
that.
Yeah, all kinds of arrows until you get to the boots, and then you've just got the sun symbol.
The sun.
Yeah, that was from the originally used in the Royal Founder cloak, I believe. Yeah, but then the Darkstar crossbow, which also looks really cool. It looks more like it, because if you look at the front of it, it's the arrowhead where the bolt comes off of it. So you've got a really cool look at that. So the crossbow is one big
You
arrow.
don't want to be staring down the business end of that thing, that's for sure.
Well, if it was a real crossbow, that would be the case. But yeah, but it looks pretty sweet. I wonder if I took this to YOLO and said, hey, I would like to commission a crossbow.
I bet
made
you
by
could.
And can you please make it look something like this?
That would
And-
be sweet.
And then from there, I wonder what would happen if I did that, and then I took it to Portalarium and had them sign it.
You'd be broke again.
Yeah, I would. I need responsible spending of money. Then the Darkstar Spear, on the other hand, I'm not in love with that one as much.
It's all right. It's a spear. You know, they did.
It is a one-handed spear, but
I like the pointy ends at either end. I do like that one.
Yeah, the pointy ends. But the thing I don't like about it is actually the shaft, where it's rectangular instead of rounded.
Good point.
I think
hadn't noticed that. I'm looking at that now.
Yeah, I think that's my one complaint. I mean, it's like, but yeah, it is still pretty sweet. I love the fact that you've got some subtle blues behind the sun.
Why is it blue instead of red?
Well, because in this game you have to remember the vial stuff is blues.
Vial.
Yeah, the Kabbalah stuff is blues, but the Morning Star, on the other hand, that would do some damage.
This is the epitome of a Dark Star weapon, the way I see it.
Yeah.
And the basket hilt on this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
The blades on the end, awesome. I mean, that just
that with that basket, you can actually punch someone in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, aside from wielding it around and, you know, protecting that hand from damage, you can do some bashing damage with that as well. Absolutely.
But yeah, that would be
and
pretty phenomenal.
The points on the end of the bashing, that's just
I mean, in combat, those points would be so broken off so quickly. It
probably.
Matter. But still looks cool. The Dark Star Dagger, which is actually modeled after a real dagger, it's based on the Swordbreaker style of parrying dagger, and then from there, so you actually do have what it is based on, and then the interpretation inside of Shroud.
Yes.
So you
Very
do have
nicely
those two
done.
images that are pretty damn cool. And Dagger, what is magic? Magic.
It's magic, damn it.
It's that Twitch delay.
You gotta be part of the
commentary. Yeah. I think it's the I was talking about earlier. What about this Dark Star staff?
The staff.
Yeah, I like the twisted metal going up.
Now,
so
see, that was a nice
great.
touch. Maybe they
the
intended to
twisted
do
metal,
that
yeah.
on the spear, but never got around to twisting it, you know.
Yeah. So
Or maybe
that is
that's
pretty
a
cool.
hint for some of our artists to take the spear and maybe add a little twisty to it to make it a little bit more comfortable in the hand, as it may be.
Now I got to figure out how I'm going to rotate it around.
Be nice to put some kind of gem socket right in the middle of that
Yeah, come on, cooperate.
that emblem up top of the staff. That would be pretty
Well,
cool.
Oh yeah, like replace with the center of the sun with some sort of
Or be
gem
able
socket.
to socket it with a gem in there, you know, a fire gem or a water gem or something like that.
Absolutely, that would be really cool. Then you've also got the Dark Star coronated chain helm, which reminds me of the Monty Python.
Yes, it's very
Arthur
reminiscent of the Monty Python
Monty
helm.
Python
Yes.
King Arthur
Now,
helm.
can I remind everybody real quick that, of course, as you're all drooling over all this stuff, if you donated $5 towards the Release 51 telethon, this is all the stuff that you're getting, people. This is all that stuff that a $5 donation got you.
Now the real question is, did I donate anything to
The real question is,
because this stuff is phenomenal. It really is. I think Fletcher has outdone himself with the detail that he's put into this stuff, because even if you're looking at like the texturing on the steel at the top, or
I mean, there's nicks, there's crevices, there's
although it looks kind
scratches.
of more like cast iron, but yeah. So
sort of like it,
phenomenal job on that
you know, it came out of a mold that way.
Yes, pretty damn spiffy. Then you also have the making of East March by Seawolf. That was
See,
they went through and actually showed that off a little bit during the telethon, although I don't recall them actually like going through and like talking about some of these specific things, including the new statue that is inside of East March. So that's a new statue, although it's a little blurry on my screen.
Is that Scotty?
It kind of looks like Scotty, but no. Then we do have the new Pirate Island out in the Bay of Storms. Pimoir Island.
Pimoir.
Yes, that is a tier 4 scene, and this is actually done by the Energy Vortex. And there's no pink llama dramas on
stuff.
Yes. So this is also going to be a tier 4 adventure scene. It's going to be full of pirates and other ghoulish baddies. So this is the work in progress. So that will be coming in release 53, I believe. Yes, I think.
Indeed.
Then we also have Tenebrous Harbor, which is also in the Bay of Storms, west of Jannaford. And this is done by Sorcerer Steve. And this one doesn't have the same number, but it was as far as the lore goes, it was a productive shipbuilding town until a large band of pirates, these pirates came in and into the area with the goal of looting and plundering, and then they took some of the finest galleons in Novia, and their onslaught was so unexpected and aggressive that many of the guards and civilians perished, and parts of the city now lay in flames, and the plunderers have made themselves comfortable, happily looting and killing any strangers that come to check on the safety of the town. So I don't know if they're going to be doing any of the other things that pirates are notorious
I was
for
going to
doing.
say, did they come for the booty? Or did they stay for
Yes.
the booty?
Well, I generally stay for the booty because I love the booty. Yes. And,
Apparently, they've
from
made
there-
themselves at home, so I guess they're staying for the booty.
Yeah. I would love it if they actually changed the virtue system to where if you were negative virtue, some of you would be able to ally yourself with the pirates and attack the civilians. So continue your path of evil, per se. And then, so if you're positive virtue, then you end up with turning around and it's like the pirates are.
There's a lot of people out there who want to see the red, gray, blue system reinstated.
Oh, yeah.
They want to see things like that happen where, the Reds live separately from the Peacefuls, and the Guards protect the towns. But of course, the Guards weren't really doing too good of a job out there, apparently.
No, they don't even do a good job finding me.
Yeah. Can't find good help in Novia these days, I tell you what.
Yes. But the Release 52 live stream, this is stuff we haven't seen yet. They did raise 80,000, which includes the Evil Eye. So this is the way they're doing the Evil Eye for that emote. Just like Lord British did when he there's a picture of Lord British doing this on a picture in Times Square. So it should be called the Illuminati, I think. But yeah.
Well, copyright.
Yeah. No, the Illuminati's not copyrighted.
I know that.
Then there's also the interior-sized obsidian obelisk that was earned. The obsidian pavers were also earned. The obsidian throne was earned. The obsidian wizard robes and the obsidian plate armor. So all that stuff was earned. We were a few $1,000s shy of the doubling of
2 more weeks
of the double XP,
which they didn't announce till the beginning. I swear if they would have announced that earlier, people would have shown up, but
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yes,
there's also the streamer program coming out, and
that's a peek of the obsidian stuff there with the throne.
Yes,
the live streamer program. Haven't heard a thing since we signed up for it.
Yeah, I signed up. I signed up. So we'll see. The double XP ends this Wednesday. We don't know exactly what time that is.
Yes, Wednesday.
Probably midnight. The raffle, don't forget 150
Total deeds.
Deeds are available. That's 50 place anywhere deeds.
I like the new pictures they're
100
putting in. They're getting a little fancy there.
A little fancier with those deeds. Yeah. The raffle tickets. Yay. After that, NPC submissions for Brittany Wharfs and Northwood are ongoing if you have a pledge with that as a reward. Not reading the rest of it.
Yes. And of course, there's a list of what's yet to be done. So if you want to be listed in one of those specific towns, you better just keep your ears open. We'll tell you. Keep an eye on the forums, because Lum's always asking for more names and more stuff to insert.
Portalarium is hiring again.
This
time a web developer.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yes.
I was gonna say, did Richard finally find his helper?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, not that I know of either.
Yeah.
Anyway, qualified web developer.
Yep. Don't forget the free trial, and then that is pretty much everything that we need to talk about. Did anybody go to the Gus Ball tournament on Friday?
No, again,
No.
live stream was going on, dinner was going on.
Okay.
I did host them, though. Did you host them?
Okay. I was at Portalarium. I couldn't host them.
As they better take that into consideration when the live streamer points come out. You know that you're down there working.
Okay, well, that's not necessarily true, because you also have to remember there was a very short notification time on when this I don't even know what to call it anymore. Postmortem was actually done. There was a very short announcement period for their telethon. It's not a telethon. It's not really a postmortem. I don't know what they're going to call it. They don't know what they're going to call it. Yeah. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, shoot is yeah.
What are you talking about?
Squirrel. Don't mind me.
Squirrel?
Don't mind me. Yes.
Yeah, and how did they get the balls so plus Gusty and Satyr? Enema time. What?
Yes, did not make the Gus Ball tournament. Haven't heard much about it, so I'm assuming it went off.
I don't know.
Now, there is one more thing out there, is the Bobservatory up on the Merits app.
Bobservatory on the Merits app?
Yes, you too can win a Bobservatory.
Wait, let me open up my Merits app real quick. Okay, loading.
There it goes.
Oh, ouch. And then, let's see. Hold on. I need to go to sweepstakes. So if you have the Merits app, you do need to go into sweepstakes, and then it will eventually load. And there is the Observatory Village Home, and that's going to be running through 4/4 through 4/30. And you know what? I have enough points to buy a ticket. Should I?
Yeah, I've bought a couple of them already. Again, you never know. Yeah. If you don't buy tickets, you can't win it if you're not in it, man. That's all. But I could probably make room out in the island for a Bobservatory someplace.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody should make room for the Bobservatory.
Bobservatory, absolutely. I don't know. What would we do with Drunken Sailor?
Yep.
I tell you, List has got some of these great tracks for these instruments.
Oh, yeah, he does. I mean, it's like, I think it's even better when he plays Stones.
Oh my goodness, it's H.R. Puffin stuff. Just sat down next to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Well, I have names turned off. Look here, there you go.
Yeah. Well, how do you know who's stalking you, who's not stalking you, who's sitting there,
Well,
who's not sitting?
I turned it
there?
off for the show. I mean, sometimes lately I've even been turning off the entire user interface so it looks a little better.
Oh well, yeah.
But yeah,
I've tried to get it down to a minimum. I've stopped using those things that what do we call them?
I don't know. I mean, it's like here I'll go ahead and close the chat window, which I normally have pinned up there. Yep.
But moving right along, about that time of the day.
It is that time.
What do you think? Think we tell the folks
It's that time, man.
about a couple things going on out there in the world, like that wonderful NBNN Shroud Avatar app that we have available for them out there? Wait, that's a little loud.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. I'm liking it. Play faster. Play faster.
Play faster. Play louder.
That's right.
That's right. The NBNN Shroud Avatar app available out there in the Google Play Store, the Apple iTunes Store, or the Amazon App Store for all your electronic devices. If you're looking to take Shroud Avatar with you on the go when you go, or wherever you go, you can get your hands on the NBNN Shroud Avatar app for any of your electronic mobile devices. And of course, you too can read the NBNN Daily Britannian using the app. You can check out the forums, you can browse the map, you can hit us up on social media, you can check out help videos, you can shop the marketplace, do all sorts of wonderful things on the app, including checking out the NBNN Shroud Avatar Community Calendar, hosted right here on NBNN, and
That's
brought
right.
to you by Hometown Hero.
That NBNN Community Calendar is on nbnn.info. Just click on the calendar button if you're looking through a web browser, or use the NBNN Strategy Avatar Community app, or whatever it's called. Don't forget, this is a Google public calendar that guy has meticulously added all of the available Google calendars related
Blood,
to Strategy
sweat,
Avatar
and
that he knows.
tears
I mean, blood, sweat, and
compiling.
tears. And if you have a community calendar, or if you want to add events to the Shroud community calendar, you need to message that guy, news@nbnn.info, with all the relevant information. And
That's
then we'll
right.
do something
We'll
with it
get you
eventually.
taken care of.
Yes. And then I have a solemn amoeba following. Thank you.
Yay!
Don't forget, all times on the community calendar are Central Time and the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia
Nude
Time.
Britannia time.
Monday through Friday, 12s and 6s around the clock, if we feel like it, on Radio Free Britannia. There's always two idiots interpreting the news, so you don't have to.
That's right.
Lunch with us.
With us.
Yes. At 2 p.m. this afternoon, you can always join Sean Silverfoot and learn all about the Paxlayer community of towns, and then all great things that Paxlayer is doing, because you know what? They are awesome. At 3
Paxlayer.
p.m.
Many communities.
Oh yeah, well, lots and lots of stuff. They've got lots of active members, and they do all kinds of things. And if you want to join one of their guilds, you can talk to them about that. They've got 3 different guilds: Pax, something or other,
Paxet, Paxal, Pax.
Pax, Truth, Love, and Courage. Let's go with that. But it's in Latin.
In Latin. There you go.
Yeah. At 3 p.m., the EVL crew is doing Euro dungeon run, and that is led by the dungeon master, Wintermute of Cough. Then don't forget, at 7 p.m., Thunder is going to be doing EVL's dungeon run. That is James
Thunder
in-game.
Run.
Just message him, and he'll help you out and take you on a dungeon run. If that's not your thing and you'd rather go explore the challenge dungeon, you can always join the Jade Dragons for Chillblade's Compendium of Pain and Suffering.
And suffering. Suffer.
I don't know if our request for changing the audio in there to Lunch with Laz and Jack is
On a continual
well
loop.
received. That would be phenomenal. Yes. At 7 p.m. is the 70s at 7 on Radio Free Britannia. And the final event of the evening is also on Radio Free Britannia. And that's the record.
WRFB, Radio Free Britannia.
And that is our community calendar for this Taco Tuesday, April 10th.
It is Taco Tuesday. Yeah, it is. It is Taco Tuesday. I forgot all about that. Gotta break out the tequila, too.
You know what? Then we get to listen to one of my favorite Slayer songs of all time.
And what's that?
Seasons in the Abyss. I love this song. It really is one of my personal favorites.
Indeed. And of course, gotta remind you, excuse me, got a frog in my throat, that you're watching Lunch with Laz and Jack right here on NBNN.info, on twitch.tv/Cynesis, twitch.tv/NBNN News, catching us in replays on YouTube, or listening to a rebroadcast on the radio or podcast. We thank you guys for listening and tuning in and joining us every day. Don't forget wonderful sponsors out there. The Airy Fund, bringing you the latest in community causes right here inside Trinity Avatar. And Thex has finally got the postings out there. We'll cover that tomorrow, by the way. The wrap-up for the Ripple Effect. You guys out there in the community were absolutely awesome with that. And the next community event coming up has been announced. Again, we'll cover that and more tomorrow. And give you all the stats and details and all the great stuff from the stats on that promotion. So anyway, airyfund.org. Go check them out and become a supporter and play for a cause today. SodaCon Austin 2018 is in the works, and it's going to be a blast, folks. If you want to come on out and meet all your Shroudy friends and hang out with the devs and spend the weekend talking about the planning and future of the game and getting to know the guys and gals who build this game that we so lovingly help build and support, come on out to SodaCon Austin 2018. Tickets are now on sale. Early bird tickets are gone. Tickets are now $55 per ticket. So again, get them now. Price goes up in a couple of months again as we get closer to the event, folks. Of course, non-participant cloaks are also available, and those will be delivered after the event, but also available. Check out SodaConAustin.org. Hometown Hero. Go out and check out Hometown Hero for your e-vape juice needs. These guys are local to Austin. I met them down there when I was down at South by Southwest, the launch party. And a really great bunch of guys doing great stuff down there, employing local artists, giving back to the vets, and just providing some really cool vape juice. And prices, you can't beat the prices. 20% off. Use the promo code NBNN. Get yourself a bottle today. Coil More Wands, putting the magic in your hands. If you're looking for custom wands or stave, go see Arius Coil More for all your custom needs. Scrota's music service. It's Scrota. It's music and it's a service. And remember, if he's performing live, you got to pay those bills down his pants. The Britannian Mining Company wants you to come check out Black Rock Cove. Black Rock Cove, located in the Quell region, right next to the town of Exeter, and conveniently located next to the Elysium and Exeter mines. Not too far from a couple of the mines, either for your mining convenience. RelicsByRill.com for all your licensed Trinity Avatar swag, but I'll tell you, there's one thing he ain't got, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But RelicsByRill.com has got all your licensed Trinity Avatar goods, t-shirts, patches, hats, yeah. the original NBNN I Love This Shit bumper sticker, and much, much more. Of course, if you want to save a little money when you check out at relicsbyreal.com, use the promo code NBNN. NBNN, popular promo code out there. Save 10% off your purchases, relicsbyreal.com. ShroudMarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs. But before we go to Shroud Marketplace, the only place you're going to get the new NBNN I Love This Shit bumper sticker is to become a patron, or you can buy it off the NBNN site. Of course, becoming a patron is the best way to get them. But yes, the new bumper stickers are in, folks. They look spectacular. And you too can get your hands on them. You can go to nbnn.info or become a patron at NBNN, patreon.com/NBNN. And didn't mention that earlier. Don't forget, if you want to support us, go to those links mentioned above. But back there, you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, hold on. Exclamation point, donate. Oh,
there
wait.
You go.
Is my bot not working?
Your bot's not working.
Oh, wait, hold on. Where's the connect button?
Anyway,
I don't know where the connect button is.
while we're waiting for him to figure that out, ShroudMarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs, where you too can get rid of that stuff that's just hogging up space in your bank account, or just if you got some really good stuff to sell out there. Everybody's always looking for some good stuff, and ShroudMarketplace.com. You can get those collectibles. You can get those full virtue sets. You can get those telethon items you missed. That's right.
If you want to sell stuff, you just have to register for a vendor account. So click on vendor registration on the left-hand side, and you can start adding things. Anything and everything that's not a bannable offense, you can do at Shroud Marketplace. So you can find some leveling services. You can find Crowns of the Obsidian cheaper than the add-on store. You can find crafting stations. You can find gold.
Gold.
You can find crafted items. You can find artifacts. You can find.
I don't know where you'd find any gold.
I don't know. That guy was selling some gold until he ran out.
He didn't run out. They got plenty of gold for sale.
Okay. Yeah, he's got gold for sale.
25,000, 50,000, 100,000.
You know what? There's over 100 different vendors at Shroud Marketplace. Each vendor is responsible for setting their own prices and maintaining their own inventory. So you know what? You make a purchase, the vendor gets paid immediately, a little commission for the marketplace, and you're good to go. And PayPal takes their evil genius cut, because they really know how to do it.
Of course, yeah. It's good to be the bank.
But anything and everything at ShroudMarketplace.com, especially those services, go check them out, from power hours to Mr. Gabs or MG Unities, XP runs for mining, pet quest help, Armelian's XP boost, Wolfton's shop with the cheese sign writing. It's so awesome that we not only talking about it, we're also clients of the cheese sign writing. You can see it right here in Owl's
some of the best cheesy writing in Owl's Head right here in front of you. That's right.
It's in runic too, so it's like, yes, they do it all with cheese sign writing. Or you can find Skirty's music service, or you know, if you're looking for an in-game wedding, you got to see this guy. Weddings.
That's right. Weddings and more by lads, not just weddings, but a whole lot more. If you're looking to get hitched in game, come see me, because I've got everything you need. You're looking for a seaside wedding, a lakeside wedding, a sunrise wedding, sunset wedding, a bloodletting wedding, a hot air balloon wedding. We've got it all. We've got the bride's outfits, we've got the tuxes, we got different variants for all your needs, custom vows, custom lot arrangement, you name it, we've got it. Come check out Weddings and More, not just weddings, but a whole lot more. And of course, if you're looking for a place to live, come visit me, Laz's Luxury Rentals, and Purple Dragon's Inns, with over 16 locations available throughout the world. Man's got to make a living, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Especially sitting on a lot.
And then, of
Hell,
course,
it's gonna be-
don't forget the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe for when you want to get those nuptials revised and divorce that new loved one. We got those services taken care of, too.
You should list that as one of your services on Shroud Marketplace.
The
Just go
divorce
ahead
services?
and- divorce services, yes. But yes, shroudmarketplace.com, anything and everything game related. Remember, each one of those vendors responsible for setting up their own prices and maintaining their own inventory. And you know what? I love the fact that it's like I get to sell my stuff, Laz gets to sell his stuff, other people around here are selling their stuff, all kinds of things at Shroud Marketplace. And you know what time it is?
You know, it's that time of the day. I know. I hate this time of the
It's time to
day.
thank the most important people out there.
That's right. That's you guys.
Thank you for watching, hanging out with us for an hour of your day. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys.
That's right. There's,
And gals.
yes, as the ladies out there, we do have a wide and varied audience, and
It is 1 p.m. I am expecting an email message.
he's expecting a message. All right, folks. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and wind up and get out of here for today. Don't forget, you're watching Lunch with Laz and Jack right here on NBNN.info or listening on WRFB. We'll be back with more tomorrow right here in Owl's Head. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. If I can find the right window.
See ya.